withstand nor could win over during the last 75 years. This really hurts me. Today, the hangover continues. Today, the people are getting identified more by their religion and caste and region than themselves. This is something the 75 years of independence could not get it. Although economically, we have done very, very good, better than many of the states. We are fast-growing nation. But this kind of divide that we still have, which the British took advantage at one time to differentiate those two people, the Hindus and Muslims, that was the divide they depended on, and is still continuing. Its shadows are still lengthening. This is something which really hurts us today when we are standing to gain out of it. Madam, to really speak, it is not 47, it is 1930 where the Congress party declared itself as an independent and passed the resolution, and there were all over the country the celebrations of independence at that time. Anyhow, whatever it is. But we did not have at that time, when we had partition, and when Nehru went to give his stirring speech of Tryst with Destiny, where he had said, we had promises to keep, not if totally, at least substantially. And we have really done substantially well during the past 25 years. I'm not talking about this 10 years. Even these 10 years you also might have done good. This morning we were hearing a statement made by the chairman, a resolution, I don't know in what kind it came, but it did come. It spoke very well. The wording was good. I only hope that we followed it in our country to give rise to the people's voice as you want to do it internationally, when you want all the 125 countries to do it. This should have been really good, ma'am. That is the feeling one carries along. Madam, when we think of Nehru's speech, there is some guffaw in that. Nehru, after the speech, went to give his list of ministers to Governor General. You know, he went and gave an envelope, an empty envelope. There were no paper at all inside. There were no names of the ministers. It was only 15 minutes before the real swearing in that they found the paper and found. Why I'm mentioning this is, please look at the kind of polity we had at that time. It might be Gandhiji. Gandhiji who said, we got independence for the nation, not to the Congress. We had in that cabinet, we had people who were adversarially opposed to Congress. Absolutely, who had aversion. Who did not participate in the freedom struggle at all, 3 of them. But yet, Nehru did not have any scruples, any reservations in including them. I'm taking Ambedkar or Shyam Prasad Mukherjee, who were against the Congress and who were against the movement. They were supporting the rulers at that particular time. I'm not trying to please diminish or dilute the importance, but I'm telling you the kind of mind we had, the broad mind that time government had. It wanted to take all people. It wanted to be inclusive. That, as I said, is being lost today. In the name of, you call Hindutva, whatever it is, today majoritarianism has come as a mass mobilization movement, which is wrong. We have never thought of majoritarianism of Hindus. We knew it had 82% of people, but today it has become a mass movement. That also is something which we must still fight for. So, as I said, it was Sen who said, Amrita Sen who said, Hindutva movement that seeks to convert the religion of the majority in an identity of mass mobilization. He said secularism as it is practiced in India, to some degree the working of Indian democracy, which remains the best guarantee of Indian pluralism, have served to create the postulates of India's various particularisms. India was a particular. If you look to each decade, it had its own map. We had The second thing that we had to do after getting the independence was not only get this kind of inclusive cabinet to govern, but we had also wanted to get all people on the board. This is what exactly Congress did at that particular time, because there's no other party, so let me not talk about it. But at the same time, we had what is called the other challenges that it had to see. The challenge of language, challenge of caste, where the challenge of religion, where challenge of the states, which has turned out to be the issue of federalism, the class, rich and poor. This was very important. These are things which had to do. Then gender. Sir, I will go and first try to tell you the class approach or the class situation that we inherited at that time. Some being rich and some poor. What did we do in these 75 years? We did not bridge it at all. We had allowed it to continue. So much so, today, in a given developing situation, it shows you more cracks than the bridging elements. This has to be understood. I'm only trying to point out it because I don't want to take much time, because we can talk much about rich and poor divide and how the 1% of people are holding the 40% of the nation's wealth. All this can be discussed, but I'm only trying to mention, because all of you in this house who have discussed these issues earlier know it better, that what exactly is the situation as far as the class is concerned. We always talk about the caste. Caste is there. The Varna system that we have inherited is something which is a debase, which is an insult to a nation. Yesterday I was trying to raise in the leaders' opposition meeting something about Sanatana Dharma. Because I'm a student of Hindu philosophy. Let people sitting that side know that you are not the monopolist of the Hindu philosophy. Because Hinduism is some word which came only in the 6th century. All right, let us forget. When we talk about Sanatana, I'm talking to you because the Constitution speaks about it. The Constitution, its preamble, ensures, although it did not use the word secular, it said, when it said about equality of religions, it talked about secularism. But I should congratulate again later this government, this nation, for bringing the 42nd Amendment, wherein they made it specific, a secular, a socialist secular nation. These were the two things which were missing, although they were practicing. This nation was essentially a socialist nation. We must understand at least 64% of people were really poor. 36 below the poverty line. The word socialist meant the equidistribution of the nation's wealth. This exactly we realized, and we brought in an amendment to the Constitution itself in its preamble. This is another great achievement that we have done. Having brought that, did we do anything? Did we walk the talk? We did not. The system did not allow. Today, unfortunately, when we are trying to talk about 75 years of journey, I tell you for the last 10 or 12 years or even 15 years, let me say 91, when we thought of liberalism, even we had given, if not total goodbye, we have started diluting the importance of looking to poor and looking to the development from the socialistic angle. We had a socialistic view from the awardee session, when Congress moved the social pattern of society. Even Communist Party had to close down their shutters, because you do everything that the nation wanted ideologically came from them. And all of us who were in the schools in those days, I'm a witness to this 75 years journey, sir. Because I'm today 84, but I have seen this 75 years journey. At the time when the awardee session came, as a socialistic pattern of society, it was not, we did not talk about socialism as such, because there was a crisis at that particular time. This is a part of 75 years journey. We must understand, great debate went on. Whether we should go totally on the Russian model, or should have a socialism of our own, because Raman Royaji and other socialists in this country, thought that socialism can be caught for the Indian ethos. Confused by this kind of, if not dichotomy, a discourse, schism, Panditji thought we'll say same thing, but as a pattern of society. But he committed the society to develop on the basis of socialistic ethos. When he said this, this has come. So the third thing that we have achieved, great thing, was during the VP Singh's time. When VP Singh came, the Mandal issue was there earlier. The reservation to BCs was there in the Congress session. I was a minister during the Congress regime. We knew that we brought in 15% to 25% in states, but yet accepting it at the national level as these people whom you under Varna system considered as something lower, I would not like to say, because I resist the very word Varna. So VP Singh is the one person who has brought this. This is something goes to the credit and goes as a feather in the cap of the Indian achievements. Sir, then we come to one unfortunate part. Is time over?
Yeah, 12 minutes.
Sir, we come to the part of religion. Today, as I said earlier, today we are trying to be identified more by our religion rather than by our nation. Mussolini, the great Italian writer, said, Italy we got, but Italians we not yet got it. Not that Nehru is the person who has made all of this. We were Indians. They were cynics at the time when we got our independence, like Secchi, like Churchill, like Kipling, many Dubé, who will not name them, that you get them. All of them thought that India will not be able to sustain democracy at all. It will go back to the age of barbarism, age of privation of the middle classes, and this kind of thing. But India not only sustained, not only democracy lived, but lived so well that other nations are looking to us for democracy. It is because we had a democratic tradition from the millennia. In Maurya's time, we had done the republics, something like 260 republics in the Mauryan Empire. What we talk today as caste was a jati at that time. We had something like 3,000 jatis at that time. But there was no kind of clash as we find today. This is how we have not been able to manage. This is a recent phenomenon. Let me also tell you. We had real communal tension, we had a communal violence, but at present it has become some kind of pride. As I said, majoritism has become an issue for mass movement, mass mobilization. So once it comes,
please conclude.
It really troubles you most. Sir, I come to Hinduism, I'm not trying to take on the fundamental Hinduism, because there's nothing like fundamentalism at all in Hinduism. Take it from me. Hinduism is a way of life. Anything that transcends time and space is called truth. What you say today, if after 100 years people believe the same thing, and anywhere else in the world is the same thing, it remains a truth. That is, Gandhi reduced very aspect of God as a concept and said truth is God. This is what Hinduism is all about. It is only because, not because I should believe in Rama or I should believe in Krishna. Just now, the ADMK man was telling me, in Madras we had a movement, we totally opposed it. Today we have people who don't believe. If Hinduism is all that big, there wouldn't have been a need for Judaism. If Judaism is all that big, there wouldn't have been a need for Christianity. If Christianity is all that big, there wouldn't have been a need for the Islam. If Islam is all that big, there wouldn't have been a need for the Sikhism. So all this come time and space, take it. They include truth. That is what exactly Hinduism has done. I consider this as one of the greatest thought processes. Hinduism is one of the great thought processes which takes everybody to. I have a Charvaka in me. If I believe in God, I'm a Hindu, sir.
Your time is over.
If I don't believe in God, I'm Charvaka, sir. I'm a Hindu, sir. If I believe in somebody who really is good, I'm a Buddha, I'm a Hindu, sir. If I'm Jaina, all of you are the Buddha, sir. Karnataka, yesterday I was telling the leaders of opposition, they have got their funds. They don't believe in God, they believe in Shiva, they believe in... So what is Hinduism? It is self-realization. So let us all believe that. Let not the Prime Minister of the day say that all Sanatanis should join unite, as if it is a war crime. I think, at this age, this is not something which is good to come from a people, because we accept all religions. Yesterday, Mr. Chidambaram was saying something, last word, sir. Mr. Chidambaram was saying, he was quoting Madhavacharya, 16th century saint, Indian saint. When he said, Sarva Dharma Samahava, so same thing, it is quoting Madhava or other saints. But all the believers in Hinduism believe that all are there. That is why we say, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. People may call it by different names, but truth is only one. We believe in it. Unlike others, I'm not trying to criticize other religions at this time. They believe that mine is there. There is no Mr. Christ or Mr. Muhammad or no Mr. Zoroaster or no Mr. Confucius. We had a Hindu thought process as such. So this, I don't know, we are losing track. We must get on to that. We must build a nation, Indian nation as such. We are first Indians, last Indians. We are Indians. There is no question of first or last. Saying, like Sanatana is saying, there is no beginning and there is no end. If there is no beginning, where is the question of it being there? So let us not think, it is there, it is truth. It is all pervading. So I tell you, sir, the 75 years journey has been really rewarding, has been very good. I also congratulate, we had beginning, I told you, Tajik, the G20 was a welcome thing. But as I suggested earlier, let us learn to live with what we always boast of. We have today morning gave that big statement. I think you give scope for expression from all sides. That is what I call freedom of expression. That should be respected. The people's urges should be respected. You should not use your own agency because you are powerful. If that were to be the case, earlier regimes would have done that. Nobody has done it. They have respected nation. We have allowed the nation to grow. As Gandhiji said, independence is not for Congress, independence for the nation. Let us all think this nation, development is for the entire nation, not for one party or one thing. Thank you very much. Sir.
Thank you. Now, Mr. G.K. Vasan, 3-4 minutes.
Sir, thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity. We all understand, sir, historic Parliament building. Today is the last day of our speech in this building. Maybe tomorrow we are all moving to the new Parliament, sir. This is the time to salute and respect our leaders who fought for our independence and got independence for us. This is the 75th year of our independence, sir. We remember the father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and all our leaders from various parts of India who were with Gandhiji and who fought for this country's freedom and who taught us ahimsa in this country, sir. Sir, we also have to be very proud that we are the largest democracy in this country, sir. We have genuinely, sir, preserved the sovereignty, integrity, security, solidarity of this country with pride, sir. We have made remarkable progress in the 75 years in the field of education, agriculture, healthcare, industrial growth, economic equality, and even in scientific space research, sir. Above all, as Indians, we are all proud today that our nation is looked upon by foreign countries for our helping hand and support even in international problems today, sir. This is the Parliament where legends have spoken, sir, in various subjects for the interest of this great nation, sir. We should be very thankful to our regional leaders, sir, who have been in this parliament, spoken for the interests of the country. From Tamil Nadu, sir, I would like to proudly quote Rajya ji and Kamaraj ji, sir, who have been the pioneers, and even today, sir, they are leaders who are the icons for youth in this country, sir, especially Tamil Nadu, sir. The national approach and outlook of leaders from the South, sir, has been great in the development of this country, sir. I must also pleasant record, sir, that India has achieved great heights during this 9 years under the Prime Minister of Modi ji, sir. To conclude, sir, I would say that the schemes, plans and programs launched by the government has embraced every citizen and have enhanced and improved the living conditions of every Indian, sir. With this, sir, I conclude my speech. Thank you very much, Chairman, sir, for giving me opportunity.
Thank you. Ramnath Thakur ji.
धन्यवाद श्रीमान
the chair when our chances will come. No, it's just a question.
I was told that he will speak after half an hour.
No. Who said? I did not say.
I also said like that explicator.
No. No, it is good that we should make new traditions, but then we have to follow the traditions also, how the house runs.
Please let him speak.
So, welcome.
Ramnath Thakur ji.
But I have a right to ask a question.
Kalita ji.
श्रीमान
Kalita ji.
श्रीमान
No, I appreciate your support.
श्रीमान
But then in the process, our turns are not coming.
This is no discrimination.
श्रीमान
Yeah. He will also get you a chance.
श्रीमान
Yeah, please.
मैं आपको
He will also get
धन्यवाद
your
देता हूं कि आपने इस महत्वपूर्ण सदन 75 वर्ष के
He will get you a chance. No worry.
75 वर्ष में जो इस सदन का गरिमा रही है, जितने जितने महान पुरुष इस सदन के सदस्य रहे हैं, पीलू मोदी, राधा कृष्णन, अंबेडकर, डॉक्टर अंबेडकर, चंद्रशेखर, राजनारायण, उन महत्वपूर्ण सदस्यों ने जनता की आवाज को जो उठाने का काम किया है, उसी संदर्भ में मैं आपसे निवेदन करना चाहता हूं कि समाजवादियों का जो ध्येय था, समाजवादियों की जो मांग थी, उस मांग को यहाँ प्रस्तुत किया गया था। काका कालेलकर का जो रिपोर्ट था, जो नहीं उस रिपोर्ट को प्रकाशित किया गया था, 1978 में इस रिपोर्ट को प्रकाशित किया गया और बिहार में पहला राज्य था जननायक कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी ने आरक्षण लागू करने का काम किया। 1990 में मंडल आयोग के इसी सदन में जो दबाव पड़ा था, इसी सदन की बात है, जो दबाव पड़ा था, उस दबाव के चलते मंडल आयोग लागू हुआ। मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि बिहार का मॉडल जो था वो जातीय गणना का पूरे देश में होना चाहिए था। बिहार ने इसको लागू करने का काम किया। महिला को गैर बराबरी 2005 से जो नगर निकाय में, पंचायत में जो आरक्षण दिया गया था, उस आरक्षण को बिहार ने लागू करने का काम किया। श्रीमान, हम आपसे निवेदन करना चाहते हैं कि नए भवन में जो हम लोग शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं, जा रहे हैं, तो क्यों नहीं सरकार महिला को 33% आरक्षण दे करके इसमें लागू करे। मैं तो समझ रहा था कि जो विशेष सत्र बुलाया गया है सरकार के द्वारा, उस सरकार में ये मणिपुर पर चर्चा होगी, मणिपुर के समस्याओं को सरकार दूर भगाने का अनाउंसमेंट करेगी, लेकिन अभी तक मणिपुर के बारे में कोई काम नहीं हो सका। मैं 2-3 बातें कह करके अपने सुझाव को रख करके आपके सामने रखना चाहता हूं। ये 75 वर्ष में 9 वर्षों में जो सरकार काम किया है, हम आपके माध्यम से सरकार से निवेदन करना चाहते हैं कि जेलों में जो बंद कैदी हैं, जिन पर कोई आरोप नहीं है, गरीब हैं, दुखी हैं, वंचित हैं, पैसे नहीं हैं उनके पास कि अपने को वो बेल करा सकें और केस लड़ सकें, तो हम आज 75 वर्ष के उपलक्ष्य में जो आपने जो ये सत्र बुलाने का काम किया है, तो जेल में बंद हुए कैदियों को छोड़ने का काम करें, यह आपसे हम निवेदन करना चाहते हैं। दूसरी बात, हम आपसे निवेदन करना चाहते हैं कि इसी तरह विशेष सत्र बुला करके या विशेष दिन रख करके महंगाई पर चर्चा होनी चाहिए और उसका निदान करना चाहिए। उसी तरह आपको चाहिए था, जो बेरोजगार है, बेरोजगारी जो बढ़ी है, बेरोजगारों के लिए नौकरी के लिए आपको अनाउंसमेंट करना चाहिए, आपकी सरकार की उपलब्धि बढ़ती। इसीलिए हम आपके माध्यम से एक निवेदन करके अपनी बात समाप्त करना चाहता हूं कि सब लोग देख रहे हैं जहां वो हैं, सब लोग देख रहे हैं जहां वो हैं, हम देख रहे हैं, देखने वालों की नजर देख रहे हैं। इन्हीं चंद शब्दों के साथ हम आपसे, आपके माध्यम से सरकार से निवेदन करना चाहते हैं कि जिन जिन मुद्दों को हमने उठाने का काम किया, सरकार ध्यान दे और उस पर अमल करने का काम करें। धन्यवाद।
डॉक्टर जॉन ब्रिटास, 6 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Sir, when we are having a discussion with regard to the Amritagal, I would say that I have a 3-dimensional view of the Indian Parliament. I used to watch the Parliament from outside, from above, and now I am being part of this Parliament, sitting below, sir. Sir, when we speak about Parliament, the basic aspect which we need to keep in mind, that is parliamentary democracy, sir. That is very important. Sir, what is the tenet of parliamentary democracy? The fundamental, cardinal principle of parliamentary democracy, as Karge Saab said, accountability of executive to the legislature. Niranjan Saab, aap senior advocate, sahi hai na? Have you ever seen an accountability of the executive to the legislature? Have you ever seen? Now, the opposition leader was speaking about the presence of the Prime Minister. I was trying to dissect that. You know what is the presence of the Prime Minister in Parliament? 0.001%. 0.001%. So that is the period in which he attended the Parliament sessions. Sir, the leader of the House was very vocal, but he missed many crucial names, sir, including Jawaharlal Nehru. Intention. And I know that when Dharmendra Saab is speaking, he would deliberately fill those void and would bring in Jawaharlal Nehru, Ambedkar Saab. Sir, I am telling you, sir, the names which have been missed by Piyush Goyal ji, you will have to spell out when you are speaking. Dharmendra Saab. Sir, the exercise would be meaningful if you discuss about the dreams and goals of our architects of Constitution. Sir, I will just dwell on the preamble of it, sir. So it speaks about, say, what does it say? Liberty, equality, and fraternity. Sir, if you take justice, you will notice that we have reached the bulldozer era. That is justice now. The justice that is being imparted is the bulldozer era. Sir, if it is economic justice, sir, we don't want to speak about the Oxfam report because that's not a good company for good organization for the present dispensation. It's blacklisted. You see the inequality that is spiraling up, sir. Sir, the liberty that has been assured in, where has it reached, sir? Now it is more manifested in the form of sedition and UAP. That is a liberty which has reached. Sir, another cardinal principle is equality of status and opportunities. This government is honest to say that they don't believe in it, sir. Ambedkar, who they try to appropriate now, was absolutely clear when he said that democracy is not the law of majority, but the protection of minority. Raji Chandrasekhar Saab, protection of minorities. It's not said by John Brittas, by Ambedkar Saab. Sir, what is the representation of 20 crore Muslims in executive, in legislature, judiciary, even in media? P.T. Ushaji, you know that, the representation of Muslims, Christians, minorities in Kerala. What is the situation in Delhi, in parliament, in executive, sir? Sir, we all talk about this government's pet topic is to, discuss about Mughals. I say they talk about Mughals more than the Indians now, actually. Sir, in Akbar's court, or even in Aurangzeb court, more than 50% of the ministers were Hindus. Dheeraj Saab, Birbal, aapko jante hain na kaun Birbal tha? He was a Hindu, sir. Can you spot somebody in this executive now? What is the status of the representation of minorities, sir? Sir, Nehru's cabinet, that was the first ministry. It was a model government. It had given representation to every segment. Dharmendra Prasad Saab, 2 Muslim cabinet ministers. You know Maulana Asad, Rafi Ahmad, John Matai, that was a Parsi, Sikh, everyone. Of course, Shama Prasad Mukherjee. And even not having ideological, I would say, togetherness. I know Derek Saab, representation from Bengali, of course. Sir, it was Maulana Asad who stood on the steps of the Juma Masjid and said, this country is ours. We have built up this country. There is no need of going away from this country. You want to obliterate the last set of memory about Maulana Asad, you scrap the scholarship. Dharmendra Prasadji, you scrap the scholarship. Not you, I think Smriti Irani ji, I think. Even that, not he didn't scrap. Sir, coming to fraternity. Sir, what is the new usage of fraternity? Madam, you know what is the new usage of fraternity? Go to Pakistan. Go to Pakistan. If somebody speaks, they will say, you go to Pakistan. Sir, we are part of this country. We are as patriotic as you are, sir. Sir, maybe more. So now G20, there have been a lot of discussions, fanfare about G20. We appreciate if India get a standing amongst the other nations. But if you look at the indices, Rajiv Saab, what is indice? Per capita GDP, Human Development Index, Hunger Index, hum last hai. Bilkul last hai. And is that the reason why you brought in African Union to the G20? So that we did not be last? Anyway, I appreciate that. Sir, coming to the preamble again, sir. Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, sir. Sir, what is sovereignty now? Hugging Western leaders from Trump to Biden doesn't mean sovereignty. You finished up now because Nehru's name is there. You don't want non-alignment movement to be there. Just because Jawaharlal Nehru was instrumental in setting up non-alignment movement. Now, sir, the second word, socialism. What is socialism, sir? Socialism has become Adanism. That is a new word, Adanism. P.T. Usha, madam. Socialism bedel gaya, Adanism ho gaya. Chupchap baith rahe aap. You should be standing up and talking about that. Now, sir, secularism. It's another thing, sir. See, secularism. You know, a gentleman sitting in Prime Minister's office had the audacity to say, Dharmendra Prasad sir, Dharmendra ji, suniye sir, Bibek Debroy, this constitution has become useless. Only 17 years it can stand. And he said he doesn't understand the meaning of socialism and secularism. A gentleman heading the Economic Advisory Council of the Prime Minister had the audacity to come and say that he doesn't understand the meaning of secularism and socialism. I would have expected a cabinet minister, the stature of Dharmendra Pradhan to say, shut your mouth. Did you say, sir? You should have said it. Sir, now, another word, sir, democracy. See, many of the members think, sir, democracy has turned to be namocracy or modiocracy. Sir, democracy or modiocracy because we don't see the Prime Minister. My daughter was asking, did you get an opportunity to sit with the Prime Minister? Sir? I said, no. Very rarely only I get, sir. So, what does it mean, sir? Democracy means accountability of the executive to the parliament and parliament being accountable to the people. That is democracy, sir. Sir, republic. I know where is Rajesh Sinha ji. For Rajesh Sinha and others, you know what is the meaning of republic? Vice Chairman, sir, you know what is the meaning of republic? Arno Goswami. That is the meaning of republic for many of the treasury benches people. Sir, that is the state of affairs of this country. Dharmendra ji, please don't look me like this. Please. You will, sir.
Please conclude.
Sir,
please.
this time you will have to give me, sir.
John,
Please conclude.
I will yield, sir. I will yield.
अध्यक्ष जी, अभी मेरे मित्र जॉन बिटास अच्छे बोलते हैं और उनकी मुंह से हम लोग नेहरू जी की प्रशंसा सुन रहे थे, अच्छी है। मेरे को लगता है जॉन बिटास थोड़ा अच्छा रहता राज्यसभा में जब नमूद्रीपद जी की सरकार को केरला में पहली बार तोड़ दिया गया था, राज्यसभा ने क्या डिबेट किया होगा, उनकी पार्टी ने क्या व्यू लिया था। अभी बहुत तो नसीहत डेमोक्रेसी के बारे में दे रहे थे, अभी उनके बारे में जिस विचार पहली बार कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी के लोगों ने जीते केरला में, उन्हीं की सरकार को जिनकी आज कसीदा पढ़ रहे हैं, उन्होंने उनको बर्खास्त किया, इलेक्टेड गवर्नमेंट को, नमूद्रीपद की गवर्नमेंट को बर्खास्त किया। तो उस समय में राज्यसभा में सीपीएम के मित्रों ने क्या बोला होगा, थोड़ा अगर लाइट डालते तो शायद जॉन बिटास से हम ये अपेक्षा कर रहे थे। ये मोकरी, जॉन बिटास, यू आर वेरी एनलाइटेंड एंड वेरी नॉलेजेबल पर्सन, डोंट लाफ एट योर कॉलीग्स। You may get box news in the Indian Express, but we expect some good light, good view of yours. When Namboodiripad was dismissed from the Kerala, what was the view of CPM in the Rajya Sabha? Please enlighten us.
Thank you, sir. Sir, thank you, Dharmendra ji, for reminding me about the dismissal of EMS Namboodiripad. For such misdeeds, they have been punished. They are sitting here. Precisely that is the reason. Otherwise, do you think that they would have been put here? But you are repeating the same mistake. You are calling us, depicting us as Somalia. Say extreme poverty, let us look at. Extreme poverty in UP and Bihar is 30-40%. In southern states, it is 10%. In Kerala, it is almost zero. Yes, almost zero. Extreme poverty. Sir, it is because, sir, so much of disruption, sir. I want your protection, sir. I want your protection.
You have my protection.
Yes, sir. Sir, this happened because, Mr. Muralidharan seems to be a Keralite, but his only job is to act against Kerala. Yeah. His only job is to act against Kerala. Sir, when we talk about 75 years of Indian democracy, we cannot forget the name of Mahatma Gandhi. Yes. I was surprised that nobody from the treasury bench even referred to Mahatma Gandhi. Just because he held Gita, Quran and Bible close to his chest, he was assassinated. He was assassinated. Only because of that. Everybody knows about it. Sir, you are replacing Mahatma Gandhi with Savarkar. That's why, sir, the new parliament has been inaugurated on the birth anniversary of Savarkar instead of Mahatma Gandhi. You should have. If you had some respect, you would have done, sir. Sir, further, sir.
Time allotted is over.
Sir,
I wanted to say your time is over,
sir, so
but
much
I came to know your time
sir,
can never be over.
2 minutes. I will finish, sir. Sir.
2 minutes.
Sir, the biggest business, sir, please. The main business of this government is to appropriate people. Sardar Patel. They think that Sardar Patel is theirs. Sir, wasn't Sardar Patel who banned RSS after the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi? Yes. What did he say, sir? The banning was to root out the force of hate and violence that are at work in our country and imperil the freedom of nation and darken her fair name. Sir, another person who is being appropriated is Vivekananda. Didn't he say so? Sectarianism, bigotry, and its horrible descendant, fanaticism, have long possessed this beautiful earth. They have filled the earth with violence. That is what Vivekananda said, sir. Sir, the unfortunate part, sir. Sir, you are a legal luminary. We are very happy that you preside over this house, sir. Yes. Your rich knowledge. Sir, I have seen you as a minister. In 1989, when you came to Lok Sabha, sir, I was in the gallery, sir. With huge admiration, I have been observing you and watching you, sir. Sir, but the unfortunate part is that, sir, the demolition of every institution in this house, in every institution, from parliament to election commission.
Please conclude.
Sir, I am talking about you also, sir. Sir,
that is why you have to conclude.
Sir, I am going to talk about you also, sir.
Conclude.
Every institution in this country is being demolished. From parliament to election commission. Sir, what is election commission now? Now they are bringing the status of the election commissioners from the Supreme Court judge status to cabinet secretary. And day after tomorrow, Dharmendra Pradhanji will bring a bill to make them a chaprasi. That is going to happen, sir. Sir, every institution is being disbanded, sir. Sir, Article 1. Sir, last one.
Siri Vaiko.
Sir, I'm just writing up.
1 minute.
1 minute. Sir, 1 minute. It says that India, that is Bharat, shall be union of states, sir. Sir, federalism, sir. Kerala contributes 1 rupee and get back 25 paise. That is the status of federalism in this country, sir. Yes, it has turned to be like that.
The honorable...
Sir, I would say that. You told me,
once again,
Chairman, sir, you wanted us to have some change.
The honorable member has made a statement of fact.
Yes, sir.
He will authenticate.
I will authenticate. Sir, Kerala contributes 1 rupee to the national kitty, gets back 25 paise. I repeat it. I will place the document on the table of the house.
During course of the day.
Sir, and sir, last thing, sir. Sir, it's good that we are taking stock of this country. Democracy, institutions, parliament in this Amrit Kal. Sir, structure doesn't matter, sir. New parliament or old parliament. The process matters. The content matters. Can we enrich the parliamentary proceedings? Can we enrich the democratic process in this country? You can build mansions, structures, but sir, that will not strengthen the democracy in this country. Unless you enrich, sir.
Please
so
now.
I would urge
conclude.
I would urge upon the treasury benches through you, sir. Let us all resolve to enrich the democracy of this great nation. Thank you, sir.
Okay. On a point of information from you, have you been to Statue of Unity? Have you been to Statue of Unity?
Sir, I haven't gone, sir. I will go.
I strongly suggest you go there once.
I will go, sir. I will go, sir. If you give an invitation, I will go, sir.
Great effort to appropriate someone.
Sir, if you give an invitation, I will go, sir.
I have been there.
Sir, and sir, I will be happy to go with you, sir.
No, I'll go with you.
Sir,
Mr. Vaiko.
Sir, let me have a towering personality beside me when I go.
Let us hear Mr. Vaiko.
Mr. Chairman, I am extremely thankful for giving me this opportunity to participate in the discussion on parliamentary journey of 75 years. Starting from Constituent Assembly, its achievements, experience, memories, and learning. It was also a long journey for me, having entered Parliament in 1978 as a member of Rajya Sabha. Now it is my fourth term in the Rajya Sabha. Apart from being a member of the upper house, I had the honor to be a member of the Lok Sabha for 2 terms, in the 12th Lok Sabha and the 13th Lok Sabha. There were many swings and waves the nation has witnessed in the last 75 years. But what is shocking me, why the name is changed as Bharat. And when the G20 meeting took place, before the Prime Minister, the name was Bharat, not India. So we are not representing India. Then you call it United States of India. That should be called. All the states should be given equal opportunity. Bharat, where it came from Bharat? From Upanishads, from Sanadana and Hindu Rashtra. So they are trying to take this country towards Hindu Rashtra. But one thing, I would like to tell them, you never entered our area. Guptas never entered. Mauryas never entered. Nobody entered to Tamil Nadu. But we have come to Ganges. We have come to Himalayas. Sir, I am very sorry. The Prime Minister of India, he is putting Bharat instead of India. So hereafter, we have to call India. Why he is afraid of India? The formation of India has threatened them. The formation of India has threatened them. Therefore, they have put the name as Bharat. Sir, I don't want to take much time because you have given me a privilege to take this time. I demanded installation of Ambedkar portrait in Central Hall of Parliament, allowing army men belonging to Muslim community to offer Jummah prayers on Friday. Sir, secularism is under threat. The Muslims are under threat. The Sanadana forces are threatening them. They are afraid because you leave India, you Muslims India. This is not your country. This is the voice of the Hindu Rashtra people. In this way, the country will be balkanized. I today warn you on this particular day, it should be noted that it will become Soviet Union. What happened in Soviet Union, this will happen in India. India will be balkanized into so many states, and therefore I said United States of India. But at least you make a name United States of India, otherwise India will not be one. When you want to celebrate centenary celebration of independence, but 2047, there won't be any such India. Thank you, sir.
Honorable members, there have been enough reflections on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Leader of the opposition was very focused. I hope he was here. But it was a glorious moment for me as a member of parliament in 1989 that it was during our tenure of 9th Lok Sabha that we could give the great man something that was long overdue, Bharat Ratna. Professor Manoj Jha.
शुक्रिया सभापति महोदय, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आज का दिन बेहद महत्वपूर्ण है और इस महत्वपूर्ण दिन के नहीं शुक्रिया मैडम। मैडम मेरी शुभकामनाएं स्वीकार करें। मैं यहां से बोल रहा हूं, इधर इधर मैं यहां से बोल रहा हूं। शुक्रिया, बहुत अच्छा अवसर है कि आप यहां आई हैं। कितनी खुशी हो रही है बता नहीं सकता। आज सुबह माननीय सभापति महोदय ने कहा था कि ह्यूमर वगैरह हमारी जिंदगी से चला गया। तो मुझे स्मरण है, ये किताब मैं एक ही किताब लेके आया हूं, ऐसी 5 किताबें हैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली डिबेट्स की। तो इसमें सर ऐसी 5 किताबें हैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली डिबेट्स। सो माननीय उपसभापति जी, एक मिनट प्लीज। माननीय उपसभापति जी, 75 कैसे बनाया जा रहा है मेरी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, क्योंकि अगर हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली से 75 जोड़े तो 2021 में पूरा होता है, अगर आजादी से जोड़े तो 2022 में पूरा होता है, और अगर पहली लोकसभा से जोड़े तो वो 2027 में पूरा होता है। तो ये 75 की गणना कहां हुई, किस ज्योतिषी ने की, मुझे नहीं पता। मेरे हिसाब से 75 नहीं है, लेकिन 75 वाली फील में अपनी बात रखूंगा। हां, तो माननीय उपसभापति जी, हुआ यूं कि सरोजिनी नायडू जी को बुलाया गया बोलने के लिए संभवतः 11 दिसंबर 1946 को। कम लोगों को यहां पता होगा कि सरोजिनी नायडू जी बिहार से चुनकर संविधान सभा में आई थी। तो उनको चेयरमैन साहब ने कहा कि अब बुलबुले हिंद, नाइटिंगेल ऑफ इंडिया आएंगी, लेकिन कविता में अपनी बात कहेंगी, प्रोज में नहीं कहेंगी। उन्हें थोड़ा बुरा लगा, मजाक में ही सही। उन्होंने कहा कि आपका अब ये व्यवहार, आपका ये कहना अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल है। तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं, फिर भी सुनाना होगा। तो उन्होंने एक चीज सुनाई जो मैं पेशे नजर कर रहा हूं माननीय सभापति जी को। सुबह बड़ी बेसब्री से वो कह रहे थे कि ह्यूमर चला गया, तो उन्होंने सुनाया कि बुलबुल को गुल मुबारक, गुल को चमन मुबारक, रंगीन तबीयतों को रंगे सुखन मुबारक। तो ये मैं ये बता रहा हूं कि ये हमारा ध्येय था। अब सुबह चर्चा की, हमारे लीडर ऑफ द हाउस ने बड़ी खूबसूरत चर्चा की और जिक्र किया सर्वपल्ली राधाकृष्णन का। यहां ठीक सामने सर्वपल्ली राधाकृष्णन। उन्होंने एक बात कही थी और मैं वो श्लोक पढ़ना चाहता हूं। मृदुना दारुणं हंति मृदुना हंत्य दारुणम, मृदुना दारुण हंति मृदुना हंत्य दारुणम, ना साध्यं मृदुना किंचित तस्मात् तीव्रतरं मृदु। इसका आशय यह है माननीय सभापति, उपसभापति जी, कि अग्रेशन से, अग्रेसिव बिहेवियर से आप चीजें हासिल नहीं कर सकते। इस देश में मेरे विद्वान साथियों ने उधर से उपलब्धियां गिनाई, हमारे कुछ विद्वान साथियों ने यहां से कमियां गिनाई। मैं दोनों के बीच में चुनौतियां गिनाना चाहता हूं। चुनौतियों की वजह से आज हम यहां हैं, और सिर्फ हम ही नहीं हैं, 140 करोड़ लोगों का यह भवन है, चाहे नया वाला हो या पुराना वाला हो। तो आज के दिन ये मेरी ओर से एक विदाई भाषण भी है, अपने दल की ओर से, इस इमारत को, जिस इमारत में हिंदुस्तान की तकदीर लिखी गई संविधान सभा के माध्यम से, और वो तकदीर लिखने वाले संकीर्ण दायरों में नहीं सोचते थे। मैं उस पर आऊंगा थोड़ा 2 मिनट के बाद। माननीय सभापति जी, बहुत चर्चा होती है, 47 में बंटवारा हुआ था इस देश का, बंटवारे के बावजूद उतनी घृणा, उतनी नफरत, पीड़ा के बावजूद नहीं थी। अभी हाल में एक रोमिला जी की किताब आई, वो कहती हैं बड़ी खूबसूरती से, हैव वी मूव्ड फ्रॉम इंटीग्रेटेड नेशनलिज्म टू सेग्रीगेटेड नेशनलिज्म? क्या हम एकीकृत राष्ट्रवाद से एक विभाजित, विखंडित राष्ट्रवाद की ओर बढ़ रहे हैं? क्योंकि यह इमारत, इसकी बुनियाद मेलजोल पे है, इसकी बुनियाद में बंटवारे के बावजूद बंटवारा नहीं हुआ। तो मैं हाथ जोड़ के विनती करूंगा, सरकार जरूर बनाइए, अगला चुनाव भी लड़ेंगे, खूब दिल से लड़ेंगे, इंडिया भी रहेगा, भारत भी रहेगा, कोई में से एक चॉइस नहीं है, क्योंकि हमको इंडिया भारत करके जम्बू द्वीप तक नहीं जाना है। मैं सिर्फ इतना कहूंगा कि वो जो मेलजोल की सीमेंट है, उसका खात्मा हो रहा है, उसको बचाइए। माननीय सभापति जी, मैं 2 व्यक्तियों के मध्य में अपनी कुछ बात रखना चाहता हूं। संविधान सभा में ऑब्जेक्टिव रेजोल्यूशन जवाहरलाल जी लेके आए और संविधान सभा में जब ड्राफ्ट सबमिट हुआ तो B.R. अम्बेडकर ने वो ड्राफ्ट सबमिट किया। तो मैं सिर्फ कहता हूं ऑब्जेक्टिव रेजोल्यूशन में बहुत सारी बातें थी, ये प्रस्तावना के बारे में, सॉवरेन डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक के बारे में काफी कुछ बोल चुके हैं, सॉवरेनिटी गिरवी ना चली जाए, मौलिक अधिकारों के मामले में। हमें आपके पीछे एक तराजू है, वो तराजू हमें लगाना होगा कि मौलिक अधिकार में कहां पहुंचे, सॉवरेनिटी में कहां पहुंचे, डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक के मसले पे कहां पहुंचे। हाई फ्लाइंग वर्ड्स डोंट कवर अप आवर फेलियर्स, लेट्स नॉट लुक फॉर दैट। और एक मसला आया, उन्होंने एक जिक्र किया ओथ ऑफ टेनिस कोर्ट। माननीय सभापति जी, फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन के बाद जब बड़ी शिद्दत से लोग काम में लग गए अधिकारों पर बात करने के लिए, तो राजा को शुरू में परेशानी नहीं हुई, लेकिन राजा को लगा कि कुछ ऐसा कर रहे हैं जिससे खुराफात की बू आ रही है। उसने क्या किया, दरवाजे बंद करवा दिए। जिस हॉल में वो लोग बैठते थे वो चले गए दूसरे दरवाजे रूम में, उसको भी बंद करवा दिया। तो वो चले गए टेनिस कोर्ट में, सारी कार्रवाई पूरी की, उसको कहा ओथ ऑफ टेनिस कोर्ट। ओथ ऑफ टेनिस कोर्ट का जिक्र जवाहरलाल जी ने इसलिए किया था कि हमारे अंदर वो जज्बा हो, इमारत बनाने बिगाड़ने से इबारतें नहीं बदलनी चाहिए। हमारा जज्बा वही होना चाहिए जो ओथ ऑफ टेनिस कोर्ट में जवाहरलाल जी हमारे फर्स्ट प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने कहा। अब आते हैं कि बाबा साहब भीमराव अंबेडकर जी ने क्या कहा। माननीय सभापति जी, आप जिस इलाके से आती हैं, मैं जिस इलाके से आता हूं, वहां ये बातें बड़ी प्रबल है। आजादी का मूल्यांकन होगा तो इस आधार पर होगा कि राजनीतिक आजादी, सामाजिक आर्थिक आजादी में कितनी तब्दील हुई, अगर नहीं हुई तो क्यों नहीं हुई। उन्होंने कहा था कि एक दिन एक ज्वालामुखी बन जाएगा, और मैं उस ज्वालामुखी को बनते देख रहा हूं। वो इसलिए बनते देख रहा हूं कि जब मैं देखता हूं कि बिहार के जातिगत सर्वेक्षण पे देश के सॉलिसिटर जनरल कोर्ट में खड़े हो जाते हैं, तो मैं देखता हूं ब्लॉक करने की कोशिश हो रही है। यह एस्पिरेशनल वर्ग है, पिछड़ों की बड़ी आबादी, उसके एस्पिरेशन को आप सोशल डेमोक्रेसी के नजरिए से देखिए। जो बाबा साहब कह गए थे 31 में आखिरी हुई, उसके बाद पाकिस्तान बांग्लादेश बना। क्या इस देश को, यहां की सरकारों को, राज्यों की सरकार को वैज्ञानिक आंकड़े नहीं चाहिए? क्या आप आंकड़े आसमान से गिराएंगे? मैं समझता हूं आज के दिन यह भी हमें सुनिश्चित करना होगा कि हम इन आंकड़ों को लाएं, उसके आधार पर अपनी नीतियां तय करें। एक माननीय सभापति जी, अंबेडकर साहब दो और चीज कह के गए, प्रिवेंटिंग टिरनी ऑफ मेजॉरिटी। मैं बार बार इस सदन में कह चुका हूं कि मेजॉरिटी बेहद आवश्यक चीज है, मेजॉरिटी के बिना सरकार नहीं चलती है, लेकिन मेजॉरिटी और मेजॉरिटेरियनिज्म में फर्क है। यह फर्क अगर हमारी सरकार भूल जाती है तो बहुत बड़ी पीड़ा होती है। जब मेरे मित्र ने कहा, मैं अक्सर देखता हूं हम जैसे लोग छोटी आलोचना भी करते हैं, छोटी मोटी आलोचना जो कभी व्यक्तिगत नहीं होती है। आप कहते हो कि पाकिस्तान चले जाओ, अरे कभी देखा भी हो कितनी जगह है वहां का भूगोल क्या है, इतने लोग नहीं अट पाएंगे। मान लीजिए कि 65% लोगों ने आपको पिछली बार वोट नहीं किया, सबको पाकिस्तान भेज दोगे? ऐसी कोई व्यवस्था होती है? यहीं मेलजुल से रहना है, यहीं मिलकर रहना है। और ये सारी चीजें मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं, खुद अंबेडकर साहब कह के गए थे। मैडम, आपकी तरफ से मैं एक और चीज, एक दो छोटी चीज कह करके, इस देश की एक बड़ी आबादी, सभापति महोदया, मैं आपका सभापति महोदया अभी बिल मत 2 मिनट लूंगा, ज्यादा नहीं, आज पहली बार हैं, इतने नजरिए इनाद कर दीजिए। मैं सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहूंगा कि बेरोजगारी को लेकर के हमारा दृष्टिकोण साफ होना चाहिए। सरकार में आप हो, हम हो, बेरोजगारी हम सबकी पॉलिटिक्स खत्म कर देगा। राइट टू एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए हम क्या सोच रहे हैं, और इस देश की एक बड़ी आबादी से देशभक्ति का जो प्रमाण पत्र हम मांगते हैं ना मैडम, वो कहीं चलेगा नहीं। मैं आखिरी चीज कह करके एक सुनाना चाहता था। मैं इसलिए कहता हूं, एक घर में 5 सदस्य हैं, उसमें हर 5वां सदस्य उस आबादी का है। अगर उस घर में उस 5वें सदस्य को आप एलिनेट करेंगे, दूर करेंगे, घर कभी महफूज नहीं रह सकता। और आखिरी में मैं साहिर को जाता हूं और वहीं खत्म कर दूंगा, आपको घंटी बजाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती। आओ कि आज गौर करें इस सवाल पर, देखे थे हमने वो हंसी ख्वाब क्या हुए। दौलत बढ़ी तो मुल्क में अफलास क्यों बढ़ा, खुशहाली आवाम के असबाब क्या हुए, जो अपने साथ साथ चले कुएदार तक, वो दोस्त वो रफीक वो अहबाब क्या हुए। क्या मोल लग रहा है शहीदों के खून का, क्या मोल लग रहा है शहीदों के खून का, मरते थे जिन पे हम वो सजाए याब क्या हुए। बेकस बरहनगी को कफन तक नहीं नसीब, वो बादा आए अतलसों के मुखाब क्या हुए। जमहूरियत नवाज बशर दोस्त अमन ख्वाह, खुद को जो खुद दिए थे वो अलकाब क्या हुए। मजहब का रोग आज भी क्यों लाइलाज है, मजहब का रोग आज भी क्यों लाइलाज है, वो नुस्खा हाय नादिर व नायाब क्या हुए। हर कूचा शोला जा रहे हर शहर कत्लगाह, यकजहतिया हयात के आदाब क्या हुए। सहराए तीरगी में भटकती है जिंदगी, उभरे थे जो उफक पे वो माताब क्या हुए। मुजरिम हूं अगर मैं तो गुनहगार तुम भी हो, मुजरिम हूं अगर मैं तो गुनहगार तुम भी हो, ए रहबराने कौम खताकार तुम भी हो। जय हिंद मैम एंड सैल्यूट टू ऑल द फ्रीडम फाइटर्स। संविधान सभा के उन तमाम लोगों को, और मैं चाहूंगा कि सेंगोल के बगर में एक बड़ी आकृति में इनकी तस्वीरें वहां लगाई जाएं और हमें प्रेरणा देते रहें। जय हिंद।
धन्यवाद। श्री वीरेंद्र प्रसाद वैश्य। श्री वीरेंद्र प्रसाद।
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Madam Chairman, for allowing me to speak on the historic occasion. Today is the last day. If in our parliament life we are sitting, with all the members sitting for the last time in this building. Tomorrow, another journey will start. It is privilege for us. We are the person who got opportunity to speak, attend this old parliament, and we're going to get opportunity to speak in our new parliament. I remember, sir, when I was a student of class 8, for the first time in my life, I visited Delhi. Sir, I'm from Assam. You know, northeastern region, more than 2,000 kilometers away from the duty. Definitely, as a school student, I visited here, and we are traveling all the important parts, spots of Delhi, and in class 8, in my life, for the first time, physically, I seen our Parliament House. And it was from the outside, not from the inside. Sir, in 1996, I was elected Member of Parliament from Assam in Lok Sabha, sir. Madam. In class 8, physically I have seen the Parliament House from the outside, and in 1996, physically for the first, I entered this house as a Member of Parliament. And fortunately, I was the took responsibility as a Cabinet Minister of the country in the year 1996, and it was my privilege to attend both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, although I was a member of Lok Sabha, but as a minister, I was attended this house also. It is painful, no doubt, from tomorrow we are not here. But we are jubilant also. We are privileged, we are lucky. From the next day, tomorrow, we are going to attend the new Parliament House with modern art and technology. The Parliament has a long history. I remember many things. This is the parliament, this is the building where first Indian financial budget was passed by then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. Again, I am speaking, I remembering, when China attacked my country, my motherland in 60s, then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru given goodbye people of northeastern region from India. This is the sentiment of us. This is the sentiment of. After them, many things was discussed inside this parliament building. When China came to near to Tezpur, China came up to Bombila. People of Assam, people of northeastern region, especially Arunachal people, they are crying. We are not equipped to fight against China. And at that time, Assam was given farewell goodbye to then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. But sir, after 16th when session was assembled, at that time I salute great parliamentarian of India, great parliament from Assam, Hem Borua, who had who had fought for Assam and who have given one to the government from this house. Sir, this parliament also equally witness of imposing emergency in our country. Because for the first time emergency was declared, evoked in our country. And at that time, parliament was not functioning, parliament was dissolved. Our honorable Prime Minister always says, India is the mother of democracy. Yes, Prime Minister is very right, India is the mother of democracy. But one thing, Shantanu Sanjay, you should remember, but historians said, ancient Greece was the first country of the world who revoked democracy. But this is not correct. This is not correct. In Bihar, first Indian democracy started in Vaishali. It was started in Vaishali, not 500 years ago. It was started 600 years ago. And Vaishali of our country is the first place of democracy started, where in Vaishali town, it was 600 years ago, 707,000 people, locally elected people, selected people, sit together to make a decision, and this is the first democratical decision of our country. Madam, we are going to new house today. This house will be the witness of modern technology, modern art. We hope, we believe in coming house where we are going to tomorrow will bring more important law for our country, for develop our country, and financially to improve our country. Many more discussion will take place. I remember, I have seen very, very important person, dignitaries, functioning in this house. Just 2 minutes, then I come. 1 minute. Okay, just 2 minutes. I remember K.K. Narayan as a vice president of our country who shared the house. I remember Pharaoh Singh Shekhawat. I remember Hamid Ansari. I remember Venkaiah Naiduji for their contribution to our parliamentary democracy. Especially, I must speak one thing from my heart. I salute Venkaiah Naiduji because from this year, always Venkaiah Naidu encouraging all the members of the House to speak their mother tongue. He was a very knowledgeable person. Always he encouraging about the mother tongue. Definitely Venkaiah Naidu has a great contribution to this House. Equally, our present chairman also always given us guidance, speaking about our history, especially in the legal side, he always given us the guidance. Ma'am, I remember, if I'm not speaking, this is not fair. I have got opportunity to witness the speech of Bajpayee, budget presentation of Pranab Mukherjee. Wonderful oratory personality of Madam Sushma ji. Learned speaker Arun Jaitley ji. I am learned many things from these people, sir. Ma'am, I remembering my first day in the life when I was a student of class 8. I have seen this parliament building from the outside. And in the 1996, I entered this house as a member of parliament. And this is the beauty of our democracy. My family don't have any political background. I am not a son of any minister. I am not a son of any MP. I was not a son of any politician. But I am a son of the soil. I am a son of the soil. And this is the beauty of democracy. I am elected from son of the soil of this wonderful parliament. Definitely, if I am not speaking about my political party, then it will be not fair. I am getting this opportunity. My political party, Assam Gana Parishad, is a regional political party with a national outlook. And I am grateful for my country. In my life, I am working only one party. This is my party. This is Assam Gana Parishad. Still, I am a member of Assam Gana Parishad. And I am really grateful to my party for send me to Lok Sabha, for send me to Rajaswa as a member of parliament. With this, I believe we all members gathering here in our last day of this building, we always remembering our memory in this building. And from tomorrow, in new building, we start our new parliamentary life, our new democratic life. With this word, I conclude. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sri Jose K. Boni.
So today we gather here to reflect upon an extraordinary journey, more than 70 years of Indian Parliament. For 3/4 of a century, it has served as a cornerstone of our nation's governance. It is a journey marked by trials, triumphs, and unyielding commitment to the ideal of democratic republic. The framers of our Constitution envisioned a vibrant democracy where every citizen, irrespective of caste, creed, or gender, had a voice and a vote. Our parliament was entrusted with the sacred duty of upholding these principles. In last 7 decades, many Latin American and Afro-Asian countries sailed along with us, sank and disappeared. Even the mighty USSR and the entire Eastern European nations collapsed like a palace of cards. But we keep on sailing because on the most of our ship, the flag of parliamentary democracy flutters. We have seen heated debates, fiery discussions, and passionate argument the very essence of parliamentary democracy. Over the years, it has played a pivotal role in shaping India's destiny. It has been a source of progressive legislation, from the eradication of untouchability to the establishment of gender equality, from comprehensive land reforms to the liberalization of our economy. As we celebrate the remarkable journey, let us also acknowledge the challenges we face. Our parliament, like any other institutions, has had its share of ups and downs. It is an undeniable fact that recent years have witnessed instances of undemocratic parliamentary methods and procedures which threaten the very essence of democracy. There have been occasions where legislative debates have been curtailed, opposition's voice silenced, and crucial bills passed without due discussions and scrutiny. The integrity of the Parliament committee and internal part of our democratic system has at times been compromised. Delays in appointments and the politicization of these committees have hindered their effectiveness. Only 25% of the bills were referred to these committees. Such a low referral rate of bills to the committee during the 16th Lok Sabha clearly shows the government is not open to the scrutiny and engagement that the committee offers. The suppression of the dissent, be it from the civil society, academia, or the media, is a matter of deep concern. A thriving democracy encourages diverse perspective and respect the right of dissent. Recent incident involving curtailment of free speech cast doubt on the government's commitment to these democratic values. The robust democracy thrives on open communication and the free exchange of ideas. Curtailing these fundamental rights poses the threat to the health of our democracy. With the inauguration of the new parliament building, let us anticipate a transformative shift in our engagement with this paramount institution. May this symbol of progress empower us all to become the collective voice of the people of our nation, steering our democracy towards a brighter and more inclusive future. May our parliament continue to be the beacon of hope and the voice of the people for generations to come. Thank you.
Mr. Praful Patel.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. I get up to speak probably for the last. I get up to speak probably for the last time in this very august building, and
how can you be so sure?
Well, I said probably. And I'm sure we are all filled with a sense of...
Tomorrow we are meeting Dr. Keshav, therefore I'm saying.
And of course we are all...
Me and Praful Patel got together in Parliament as members of 9th Lok Sabha.
So we have all assembled here, sir, and obviously this is a feeling and a sense of nostalgia. As you have very rightly pointed out, not only our long association, but my very own long association with Parliament, with many times in the Lok Sabha as well as in the Rajya Sabha, and having completed more than 32 years as a member of Parliament. So, sir, I definitely feel that I share the sentiments of most of my colleagues who have been speaking here, and definitely 75 years of independence, our country has really come a long way. And our democracy, no matter what the assaults have been from within and outside, has withstood the test of time and has got stronger by the passing day. And this democracy, which we pride ourselves in, and which the world also now looks up upon us as something to be cherished. Dr. Ambedkar gave us a wonderful constitution. Along with him, many other stalwarts joined him and presented the constitution to the Constituent Assembly. And certainly, our constitution can be rated as one of the finest constitutions drafted anywhere for any country in the world. And I think that is something we should be very proud of. And a country which is so diverse as India, as vast as India, as populous as India, certainly requires a binding force, a glue, and that our Constitution has very ably provided us and stood the test of time. A country, I think when we go abroad and we see many countries and we look at their democracies, of course, there are very many shining examples. But no country, as again I repeat, as populous as India, 140 crore people, speaking so many languages, so many dialects, so many religions, so many states, so many ethnicities, can be remaining together as one is sometimes, I think, really an astonishment for many people in the world. We recently had the G20 summit in India, and I'm sure whatever though we could not participate ourselves, but as government of India, as projected and as seen by us and all the world, I'm sure that every single leader who came to India would have been proud of what India has achieved in its last 75 years. It is not a mean feat, sir. We have ourselves, when we came to Parliament, I remember, we were, you and me and all of us, many who were there in the past, राम गोपाल जी को भी याद होगा कि हम पहले 25 टेलीफोन के कनेक्शन किसको दें या गैस के सिलेंडर हम किसको हम अपने एमपी कोटा से दें, यहाँ से हमारी शुरुआत होती थी केशव राव जी। एंड वो दिन भी हमने देखे हैं कि टेलीफोन का कनेक्शन अगर नॉर्मल कोर्स में हम लगाएं तो 15-15, 20-20 साल के बाद हमको नंबर लगता था। तो उस और गैस के कनेक्शन की भी वही परिस्थिति थी और ये एक मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट का प्रिविलेज माना जाता था। तो उस जमाने से लेकर आज, हरदीप जी आप पेट्रोलियम मंत्री हैं, आपको मालूम है कि आज कितने बड़े पैमाने पर हमारे देश में न केवल गैस की बात करें या टेलीफोन की बात करें, लेकिन पूरी तरह से हमारे देश की जो आम तौर पर जो प्रगति हुई है, ये एक दुनिया के लिए बहुत बड़ा मिसाल बनी हुई है। और इसीलिए 75 वर्ष जब हम पूरे करते हैं, अमृतकाल की बात करते हैं और इस सदन से नए सदन में जाने की बात करते हैं, तो आज का भारत और भविष्य का भारत कैसा होना चाहिए, आधुनिक भारत कैसा होना चाहिए, इसके लिए निश्चित इस सदन में एक अच्छी चर्चा होनी चाहिए और मंथन होना चाहिए और हर व्यक्ति का यहाँ पर जो सुझाव है उसका एक अहम महत्व होता है। हर संसद सदस्य जो यहाँ पर बैठा है, ये सदन में या उस सदन में, उनके अनुभव का पूरा इस्तेमाल करके देश हित में और जनहित में हम लोगों ने उसका इस्तेमाल करके उसका फायदा उठाने का काम करना चाहिए। आज देश में क्या क्या बातें नहीं होती है, आज हम देखते हैं कि कितना विषमताएं होने के बाद, कितनी मतलब गरीबी भी है, अमीरी भी है, सब कुछ होते हुए भी लोग मिलजुल कर प्रेम भाव से रहते हैं। ये हमारे भारत की संस्कृति का बहुत बड़ा अभिन्न अंग है और तभी हम ये सारी बातों को, कोई भी समस्याएं आती है, बाधाएं आती, उसको पार कर पाते हैं, क्योंकि हमारे देश में सहनशीलता और सबको एक दूसरे के साथ लेकर चलने की हमारे मन में भावना है। और यह हमारे संविधान ने भी हमको दिया है, जो एक व्यक्ति को एक वोट का अधिकार, बहुत लोगों को शायद मालूम भी नहीं होगा, हम अमेरिका के डेमोक्रेसी की बहुत बड़ी बातें करते हैं, लेकिन अमेरिका की डेमोक्रेसी में भी जो काली चमड़ी के लोग थे, जो अफ्रीकन डिसेंट के लोग थे, उनको भी वोट का अधिकार 1960 के दशक में जब मार्टिन लूथर किंग ने लड़ाई लड़ी उसके बाद मिला। तब तक उनको बराबरी का अधिकार नहीं था। लेकिन हमारे देश में डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आम्बेडकर और उनके साथ हमारी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली ने, हमारे फाउंडिंग फादर्स ने इस देश में सभी को बराबरी का अधिकार हमारे संविधान में 1950 में हमको दिया, जो हमारे आप में एक बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि रही है, जो और विश्व के कोई बड़े देशों में नहीं रही है। लेकिन निश्चित नए भवन में एक आधुनिक भारत की और भविष्य के भारत की, उसकी भी झलक हमको नजर आएगी। एक और हम चंद्रयान पहुंचे, एक और हम हमारे देश में इतना तक हमको नजर आएगी। एक और हम चंद्रयान पहुंचे, एक और हम हमारे देश में इतना तंत्र और विज्ञान का आज उपयोग कर रहे हैं। आज हमारा देश टेक्नोलॉजी में विश्व में एक अग्रणी स्थान प्राप्त कर चुका है। अमेरिका की और विश्व की बड़ी बड़ी जो कंपनी है, टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनी है, उन सारे कंपनीज के जो प्रमुख लोग हैं, वहाँ के प्रमुख इनोवेटर्स हैं, साइंटिस्ट हैं, वो हमारे भारतीय हैं। ये हमारे लिए बहुत बड़े गर्व की बात है। और ऐसे एक आधुनिक युग में जब हम जा रहे हैं और भविष्य के भारत का और नए भारत का सपना जब हम देख रहे हैं, नौजवान भारत का सपना देख रहे हैं, तो निश्चित नए सदन का भी एक अहम उसका एक महत्व रहेगा। और मुझे विश्वास है कि आपके नेतृत्व में हमारे सदन का सुचारू रूप से नए सदन में भी कामकाज जारी रहेगा और नए सदन के माध्यम से हमारी जो देश की जो युवाओं की और भविष्य की पीढ़ी की जो आकांक्षा है, अपेक्षा है, उसकी जरूर पूर्ति होगी। इसी विश्वास के साथ हमारे देश के 75 वर्ष पूरे हुए, हमारे देश के लोगों को और हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी को बहुत बहुत बधाई देते हुए मैं अपने 2 शब्दों को विराम देता हूं।
No, the honorable member has put across his points with positivity, and that is what is required. At an occasion like this, we all have to converge to see Bharat blossoms, politics apart. So that's a very important contribution. Sri Bhuvaneshwar Kalita.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, for giving me the opportunity.
क्या पता कौन कितनी गलत जगह बैठा हुआ है?
Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to speak on this historic occasion of Rajya Sabha, to speak on the parliamentary journey of 75 years, starting from Samvidhan Sabha. Sir, today I remember when I came first to Rajya Sabha in 1984, when Justice Hidayatullah was presiding over that chair, and he was followed by, of course, R. Venkatramanji, Sangadel Sarmaji, and today you are in the seat, sir, and I thank you for that, that the Indian democracy and Indian parliament has come over years of development and strengthening the democracy in this country. So today, I congratulate the new Vice Chairman for taking up the chair. Thank you. Today, as we assemble here to reflect upon the parliamentary journey of 75 years, starting from inception of the Samvidhan Sabha, we embark on a profound exploration of our nation's democratic evolution. This remarkable journey has been marked by achievements, experiences, memories, and invaluable lessons that have not only shaped our parliamentary institutions, but have also left an indelible imprint on the course of our nation's history. Madam Chair, while speaking on these 75 years of our journey, we must remember about some of the key milestones in the history of Indian Parliament. Madam, 1946, the Constituent Assembly convened for the first time on December 9th. So our journey starts from there. And in 1950, India adopted its constitution on January 26th, a momentous event for Indian parliamentary democracy. Madam, in 1952, the first general elections were held, marking the initiation of our democracy. And in 1956, the State Reorganizations Act has adopted, leading to reshaping of state boundaries. There was a struggle, and the then members of the Constituent Assembly had given shape to this country, and particularly by reorganizing the states for the convenience of the people and the administration. In 1957, with the second general election, the things have started moving, and in 1961, Goa, Daman and Diu were new states where the new states got liberation. They were liberated and they were recognized as state. Madam, one historic occasion we must remember in this regard is that for the first time, the preamble of the Constitution was amended. We all remember the 42nd Amendment. And in 75, 77, of course, that was the period that the Indian democracy will remember, and the parliamentarians particularly, and the people of this country will remember because of its effects on the people. Madam, in 1986, a historic bill was passed, the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Divorce Act was enacted. This is one historic legislation where the women of all religion, all communities were given equal power, and that equal power and equal opportunity and equal right. So this one we must remember during the discussion of this in this debate. And the economic liberalization came in 1991 during the Prime Ministership of P.V. Narasimha Rao ji. And today we are step by step we are ahead to liberalize the economy and the benefits of the economy reaching to the poor and vulnerable sections because of that. And today, the country is progressing. The country has got remarkable progress in the economic field, where today India is considered as the 5th largest economy in the world. And very soon, our Honorable Prime Minister has publicly announced that within next few years, India will be one of the 3 top economies of the world. Madam, another remarkable event during the progress of this democracy, during the progress of Parliament, was the GST. The GST was Goods and Services Tax was implemented, and streamlining the taxation system. One nation, one tax was the motto, and today we have seen that the national exchequer is enriched by GST, and remarkable tax collection has been made, and which is helping the development of this country. So I remember, and the country will remember this GST taxation for the benefit and for the progress of this country. Madam, one nation, one tax. But till 2019, this country had 2 constitutions, two flags, and this was possible to make one nation, one flag, and one constitution by the amendment brought by and the abrogation act of Article 370, which was brought in 2019, which says we can be proud of being one nation, one flag, and one constitution. And I congratulate the government for that. Madam, we Madam, I did not disturb you, although you said certain objectionable thing, including balkanization of the country. So please don't do that. And Madam, the great thing, the great war that India fought was the COVID-19 pandemic. The India not only come out of this pandemic successfully, but also help other nations, neighboring countries, to fight with this. And the biggest achievement was the vaccines that India manufactured, and vaccines, and the entire country was vaccinated, and today we are safe in terms of healthcare. Madam, while talking about the achievements, what during the 75 years of our journey, what achievements this country has made? Madam, the main achievement which we can today discuss is the inclusivity. This efforts towards inclusivity, one of our speakers was giving an example with a senior leader that it is not only India, other parts of the world also had the inclusivity in terms of women representation. The women representation has increased from 5% in 1951 to 14% in 2019. And the number of voters, number of voters increased dramatically from 173.2 million in 1951 to 912 million in 2019. So this is not a less achievement. This has strengthened the democracy of this country. These things have improved, and this has brought achievement to our democracy, to our parliamentary democracy. Madam, some of the experience and some of the achievements that we have made is the 2023 where we are today. Today, we are sitting here in the Rajaswa chamber, and some of our members have become emotional also that maybe from tomorrow we will be going to the new building. This new building is that we have to cross a line. Up to this 75 years, we have achieved a lot. But from here, we have to go, we have to make a leap forward so that this country becomes the developed economy. So next 25 years, in the new building of Parliament, we are having our Amrit Kal, where India will reach in the line of developed nation. So that will be our effort. And every one of us should make our efforts in our own way. Every Indian, every single citizen should make their own effort to make this country a developed nation by 2047, when we will be completing our 100 years of Indian Parliament and Indian democracy. So, now I'm going to conclude because there are some more speakers. They are also, and this special station is today convened to commemorate the 75-year of journey of our Parliament. What is our experience during this period? Sir, Madam, to conclude my speech here, I want to say that our journey through parliamentary evolution of India over past 75 years has been one of both reflection and insight. While we have witnessed certain challenges and shifts in the parliamentary dynamics, it is essential to recognize the significant efforts made to foster inclusivity within our democratic institutions. The rise of women's representation, the active engagement of citizens in public debates, the crucial role of parliamentary committees, and the passage of legislation aimed at social welfare and labor rights are testaments of our commitment to inclusivity. Madam, as we commemorate the key milestones in the history of the Indian Parliament, we are reminded of the enduring spirit of our democracy. From the adoption of Constitution in 1950 to the recent inauguration of a new Parliament building in 2023, these events signify our nation's growth, resilience, and adaptability in the face of challenges. As we move forward, Madam, it is imperative that we continue to uphold the principles of democracy, inclusivity, and transparency that have been the cornerstones of our parliamentary democracy. By learning from our past and embracing the opportunities of the future, we can ensure that our democratic institutions remain robust and responsive to the ever-changing needs and aspirations of our diverse and dynamic nation. Let us celebrate this journey, Madam. Let us celebrate this journey with pride and commitment to a more inclusive and vibrant future for Indian democracy. Thank you, Vice Chair, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you very much.
माननीय सदस्य विक्रमजीत सिंह साइनी।
Honorable Chairman, sir, and my fellow parliamentarians, today when I stand here to speak on this historic occasion of the transition from historic Parliament House to the iconic new Parliament building representing the new India, as India approaches a major milestone in the 75th year of the Parliament. Ma'am, Parliament House is not just a building of brick and mortar, whereas it is a living institution which has to be safeguarded and embrace the idea of India. It's the fundamental temple of our world's largest democracy. Indian Parliament is an inspiring story of our civilization's strive for respect and resources with our values intact as the largest democracy in the world. We embody the unique fiber of our being, unity in diversity, secularism, pluralism, social justice, and equal fundamental rights for each citizen. On this historic occasion, Chairman, I would like to remember and pay a homage to our ancestors, and as my father used to narrate, the horrors of partition still haunt us. I think Punjab and Punjabis suffered the most out of it. There were about 2 million people who lost their lives, and about 14 million people had to abandon their homes in the giant exodus. लाखों लोग बेघर हो गए और उन्होंने भारत को, इंडिया को, भारत अपनी मातृभूमि को अपनी जन्मभूमि माना और अपना सब कुछ, अपना कारोबार, अपने बर्तन, अपना जायदादें, अपना सब कुछ छोड़ के लाखों पंजाबी सफ़र करते हुए भारत को चुना, भारत को माना और फिर एज ए रेफ्यूजी दे स्टार्टेड देयर कैरियर और फिर रेफ्यूजी से बिल्डअप किया। ये उनकी देशभक्ति की सबसे बड़ी निशानी है और उन्होंने इस देशभक्ति का अभी तक पैट्रियोटिज्म हमारे सामने है। I also pay homage to all the great Sikh leaders who spurned the offer of then Muhammad Ali Jinnah and decided to upkeep India as their motherland, and Punjabis and Sikhs have been proving their patriotism till today. We Sikhs are not by chance Indians, we are proudly by choice Indians. Honorable Chairman, sir, we also pay tribute to them. Dehe Shiva, Var Mohe Ehe, Shubh Karmante, Kabhu Na Taru, Jab Aав Ki Aud Nidhan Bane, At Hi Ran Mein, tab jooj maru. I would also like to remember on this historic occasion the Shaheed-e-Azam Bhagat Singh, who drew the attention of the British Samrajya and this very own parliament to further strengthen the freedom struggle. In this same parliament building, while presenting the constitution to our country, Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar had said, however good a constitution may be, if those who are implementing are not good, it will prove to be a bad. However bad a constitution may be, if those implementing it are good, it will prove to be good. So onus is on us parliamentarians on 75th year of the parliament. The dream, voice and aspirations of a nation suppressed by a colonial rule came to surface. As they say, with great power comes great responsibility. We all sit here as the public representatives. We are emblematic of the aspirations of 1.4 billion people who want us to serve them. We represent them. We are their voice. We are their eyes. We are their ears. Eradicating poverty, unemployment, corruption, agrarian crisis, casteism, communal hatred have no place for India, and this parliament have to work for the fundamental things like ensuring health, education, infrastructure, nation's inclusive development, women empowerment, youth empowerment. ये अमृत काल तभी ही अमृत होगा अगर हम विद्या का, शिक्षा का अमृत, सेहत का अमृत, हेल्थ का अमृत, रोजगार का अमृत हर एक गांव में हर एक भारतीय को पहुंचाएंगे. So we, as representatives of our nationals, we have to conduct ourselves, define the character of the august houses, and therefore our conduct withholds our respect to the underlying values and nobleness of this esteemed institution forged for our safeguarding by our four leaders. Honorable Chairman, the disruptions which happens in the Parliament act as a hurdle in this fundamental process for a smooth functioning of Parliament. I personally think, with my experience of 1 year, both Treasury and opposition have to together play a positive and constructive role so that optimum productivity of this institution is maintained. I take this historic opportunity to pay homage to stalwarts like my elder brother, Shri Arun Jaitley ji, my elder dearest sister who given me love as a brother for 25 years, Shrimati Sushma Swaraj ji, and we pray for the long life of stalwart Dr. Manmohan Singh ji, who is here with us despite his ill health. It was Dr. Manmohan Singh ji who brought radical changes to the economy in 91, and he had said, कुछ ऐसे भी मंजिर तारीख की नज़रों में, कुछ ऐसे भी मंजिर हैं तारीख की नज़रों में, लम्हों ने खता की, सदियों ने सजा पाई. It is our humble invocation to every individual sitting here, both from government, treasury benches and opposition, that we all should commit to this parliament, that in the new parliament house, we will ensure healthy debates, discussions, least disruptions and adjournments, and we do maximum work for the nation building. Jai Hind.
Thank you. माननीय सदस्य श्रीमती ममता मोहंता.
धन्यवाद आप सभी को मेरे साथ मेरी पार्टी बीजू जनता दल के तरफ से इस पवित्र गृह में मुझे बोलने का मौका दिया, इसीलिए धन्यवाद देती हूँ. मेरा देश भारत धर्म, भाषा, वर्ण और जाति के दायरे में से आगे हम सभी एक हैं. हम केवल भारतीय हैं. आप सभी भारत वर्ष का इतिहास जानते हैं. भारत देश कैसे और कब स्वाधीन हुआ, कितने बलिदान, त्याग, समर्पण के बाद स्वाधीन भारत हमें हासिल हुआ. इन सभी संग्रामी व्यक्तित्व को मैं इस पवित्र गृह से नमन करती हूँ, श्रद्धांजलि ज्ञापन करती हूँ. स्वाधीन भारत के सभी लोग को शासन पद्धति में रख के सुविधा देने की स्वाधीन भारत के सभी लोग को शासन पद्धति में रखकर सुविधा देने की समय में देश को संविधान की आवश्यकता पड़ी, जो सभी भारतीयों को समानता प्रदान करे। स्वाधीन प्रणेता बाबा साहेब भीमराव रामजी अंबेडकर को भी इस गृह से नमन करती हूँ, जिसके कलम की ताकत से इस पुरुष प्रधान समाज में महिलाएं भी समानता प्राप्त कर रहे हैं। 1950 जनवरी 26 को इस संविधान लागू होने के बाद गणतंत्र भारत का शुरुआत हुआ। तभी से जाति, वर्ण, धर्म, शिक्षा आदि सभी क्षेत्रों में सभी को समान सुविधा मिला। इस संविधान के चलते हुए देश में शासन पद्धति लागू हुआ। इस प्रजातंत्र अर्थात गणतंत्र में विधायिका, कार्यपालिका और न्यायपालिका को समान गुरुत्व दिया गया। आज हम 21 सेंचुरी में पहुंच गए। विश्व के अन्य देश के हिसाब से यहाँ का लोकतंत्र और सुदृढ़ हुआ है। एक आदिवासी महिला आज राष्ट्रपति भारत देश का सबसे बड़ी पदवी महामहिम राष्ट्रपति की पदवी में अवस्थापित है। मैं एक आदिवासी जिला से आके यहाँ आप सबके सामने कुछ कह पा रही हूँ। इसी से बड़ी बात क्या है, महिला के विकास का और क्या उदाहरण दूँ। आज अगर आप कहीं भी जाओ तो ज़्यादातर इलाका में महिला जिला कलेक्टर, जिला एसपी, महिला सरकारी कर्मचारी ज़्यादा पाएंगे। शिक्षा क्षेत्र में आप देखें आईआईटी, आईआईएम, एमबीबीएस, यूपीएससी सभी क्षेत्रों में महिला को दबदबा है। भारतवर्ष में 700 से ज़्यादा आदिवासी वर्ग है। भारत के 8.6% इनका संख्या है। आज के हिसाब से संख्या बढ़ गई है। देश गठन के समय से ही इस वर्ग को गुरुत्व दिया गया है। सभी राज्य आदिवासी वर्ग के सामाजिक आर्थिक विकास तथा उनका संस्कृति की सुरक्षा, भाषा की सुरक्षा दिया जा रहा है। उनके विकास के लिए स्वतंत्र मंत्रालय बनाया गया है। सबसे बड़ी बात है कि उनकी भाषा में उन्हें शिक्षा दिया जा रहा है। लेकिन आदिवासी संप्रदाय के आंचलिक भाषा को सुरक्षा देते हुए प्राथमिक शिक्षा व्यवस्था में शामिल करना जरूरी है और संविधान के 8वें परिच्छेद में शामिल करना आवश्यकता है। शिक्षा क्षेत्र में भारत के पावन भूमि से चांद तक का यात्रा ही सबसे बड़ी उदाहरण है। यहाँ कितने विश्वविद्यालय, वैश्विक विश्वविद्यालय, भेषज विश्वविद्यालय समेत कितने अनुष्ठान हैं। यहाँ से लाखों संख्या में विद्यार्थी निकलते हैं जो देश विदेश में भारत का नाम रोशन करते हैं। इस देश में 77% से ज़्यादा शिक्षित है, 84% से ज़्यादा महिला और 71% से ज़्यादा पुरुष शिक्षित है। और कृषि क्षेत्र की बात कहूँ तो यहाँ 60% किसान हैं जिनको हम भगवान मानते हैं, क्योंकि ये लोग हमें 2 वक्त के खाने के व्यवस्था में जुटे हैं। सरकार भी इन किसानों के लिए बहुत योजना बनाए हैं। प्रति वर्ष स्वतंत्र बजट किया जाता है। स्वास्थ्य क्षेत्र में भी बदलाव आया है। सभी रोग का इलाज तुरंत हो पा रहा है। गमनागमन, शिल्प, टेक्नोलॉजी, विज्ञान क्षेत्रों में हम बहुत आगे हैं। आज हमारा देश बहुत आगे है। इन नए संसद गृह से भारतवर्ष का नया इतिहास लिखा जाएगा। सबको बधाई देकर मेरा वक्तव्य रखती हूँ। नमस्कार।
डॉक्टर अमर पटनायक. Sometimes it is very good to catch someone off guard. Then the productivity and contribution is more genuine and authentic.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chairman, sir. So it's actually indeed a privilege for me to be present here, speaking about 75 years of Parliament, of the largest and one of the most diverse democracies of the world. It's no mean feat, sir, that parliamentary democracy has flourished in this country because of this Parliament. What is currently happening or is about to happen is that we would be moving in a symbolic fashion from old to the new, from new to the aspirational, and from a democracy which was marked by bills and acts which laid the foundation, or which will be the foundation for several such new bills and acts in the future in the new building. Sir, I would like to speak about a speech which Dr. Ambedkar made in the Law College of University of Delhi way back in 1948. He says, "There could be no doubt that one of the countries which could boast of a great ancient civilization was India. It had parliamentary institutions when people of Europe were mere nomads. It is not that India did not know what is democracy. There was a time when India was studded with republics, and even where there were monarchies, they were either elected or limited. It is not that India did not know parliaments or parliamentary procedure. A study of the Vinaya Pitaka and the Buddhist Bhikshu Sanghas discloses that not only there were parliaments, for the Sanghas were nothing but parliaments, but the Sanghas knew and observed all the rules of parliamentary procedure known to modern times." So I would concur with what other members were referring to say that democracy did not really originate in Greece, but it originated many years before in this particular land. So if we are talking about parliament, I would like to think that since we knew about the parliamentary functioning for a long time, and since we are talking about the Constituent Assembly gave us the Constitution. But it is the Parliament that helps to make the Constitution a living document by the process of amendments. And that is how each one has enabled and strengthened the other. And these amendments have actually made the Parliament, made the functioning of the Parliament closer to the socio-economic and political reality of each of the times, the entire history of this particular 75 years. So the role of Parliament, in a sense, anywhere in the world, would be fourfold. So one, to make laws, which will be evolving with the times. Second, to pass the budget. Third, to raise national, state, and local issues. And number four, to hold the executive to account by various procedures of question and answer and committees and PAC and COCO and other such matters. Now, if we talk about the first and the foremost duty of Parliament, that is to make laws, I know that the Parliament has made several laws. There are more than 100 amendments which have been passed, but I would like to concentrate on a few. And those are, the first one, on the center-state relations. So the Parliament, right from the time the Constituent Assembly debates have taken place, has been cognizant of the fact that the states have a very important role to play in democracy. In fact, Renuka Ray, she was a member of the Constituent Assembly, while agreeing with Pandit Kunjru, she says, "It is necessary that the center should be in a position to see that provinces do not fall behind in regard to the minimum standards of development. But agreeing with Pandit Kunjru, it is also not possible for a province to administer its responsibilities in an adequate manner if its financial position is unstable or uncertain. Therefore, the Parliament's job is threefold. One, legislative relations, administrative relations, and financial relations. While on the first two front, I think there has not been much divergence except occasional allegations of center legislating on the state list, the problem has been the financial relations, the devolution of funds. And I think this is where our Chief Minister, my leader, Honorable Naveen Patnaik, has always been saying that the cess and surcharge which comes to the central kitty should be made a part of the divisible pool. I think this is what we have to look forward in the next 25 years to be happening, to make the states actually financially independent and financially sustainable to take the entire goal of the nation forward. The second aspect that I would like to talk about is on the issue of women, sir. So on the issue of women, the Parliament has passed several landmark legislations, and many of them have already been spoken about here. One is the Hindu Marriage Act, It removed polygamy, marriage of a maiden and that of a widow, the registration of Hindu marriage, the divorce, the Hindu Succession Act, which is very significant because it gave property rights to women, the Hindu Succession Amendment Act, Child Marriage Act, and several such acts relating to women. But I think it stopped short of one particular last legislation, and that is reservation for women in the parliaments and the assemblies. And that you know, sir, our leader, Honorable Naveen Patnaik, has been taking it forward for a long, long period of time, sent emissaries to all political parties. We have spoken here all the time to bring this legislation so that women, the gender parity and the gender equity, the theme reaches its final conclusion by this parliament, whether here or in the new building. And the last point, sir, that I would like to talk about is environmental constitutionalism. Sir, this is the Parliament which has passed most of the environmental laws, starting with Air Pollution Act, Prevention of Air Pollution, Prevention of Water Pollution, Environmental Protection Act. Several such laws have been passed, and that is how the Parliament has responded to the existential crisis that is facing this world at large, which is happening because of climate change. I think the Parliament has responded very well, but there are two gaps which probably could be brought in, and that is how the Parliament of India would have responded to the world, and that is to bring in a legislation to ensure that net zero is reached in a fixed period of time, and incentives are given for proper environmental response. So last point, our Parliament, while we transition from here to that building, would also mark a transition in the way the Parliament of India is responding to technology, sir. So we are moving from a physical, more of a physical parliament to a parliament which is both physical and digital, Sansad, sir. It will be it is not yet hybrid, but that will be the way forward, sir. So I think with this, I would end my speech. Thank you so much for giving me these opportunities.
Well, you are very well audited. That's your background. Sri Tiruchi Shiva.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Sir. Thank you, Chairman, sir. Oh, here and there. Sir, called as a special session, sir. We are still not aware of the business to be transacted in the remaining 4 days. A shock or surprise may be awaited.
We'll have a business advisory committee.
Sir?
And we'll have a business advisory committee,
sir,
tomorrow, and you'll be enlightened.
As of now,
and for tomorrow, you know everything.
Okay, sir.
Go ahead.
As of now, I am telling. So a shock or surprise or nothing is awaiting, and we are also awaiting. Sir, we have completed 75 glorious years of independence and 72 successful years of journey of the Parliament. Sir, this milestone makes it important to recall the hopes, the ideals we have cherished, we have accomplished in this Parliament, fulfilling those visions of the people who fought for freedom and those who drafted the Constitution. Sir, at the outset, I would like to pay my tributes to those who laid down their lives for our freedom, the independence which we are enjoying. Starting from Pulitevan, Veerabandya Kattapomman, Marudu Brothers, Velu Nachiyar, Kuyili, and Tilakar, Gokhale, Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru, Sardar Patel, VOC, and unsung heroes and unsung heroines, which is very, very important, sir. Sir, I think this is the right time to tell that. In a freedom struggle in Tamil Nadu, many women participated with involvement. One lady participated with a 1-year child in her hand. And when the police attempted to disperse the crowd, they opened fire. And when the crowd dispersed, she fell in a place. The flag which she was holding was in another place. The child fell in another place. And the bullet that was fired hit the infant, and the child died, sir. A child who knows nothing sacrificed his life, and that mother of the child named Kaliammal, she didn't hesitate. She again took the flag and marched.